BVA joins fellow VSOs in honoring all veterans. This Veterans Day recap is accompanied by 4 photos, all taken at Arlington National Cemetery. The first of the 4 shows a lady dressed in a BVA service cap and a yellow rain poncho with a portion of a rope in both hands. She is smiling broadly. The rope is connected to a bell that is underneath a tripod-shaped structure. The structure contains lettering that states in capital letters, "The Freedom Bell." The aforementioned lady is standing to the right of the bell. Standing to the left are 2 female service members in uniform, one of whom is holding the white cane of the lady with the service cap as she focuses on ringing the bell. The caption reads, "Wanda Grover gets set to pull the rope connected to the Freedom Bell, sounding loud chime near the Arlington National Cemetery." The second of the 4 photos reveals 2 gentlemen standing together side by side. Both are in business casual attire and wearing BVA sports caps. The gentleman on the right is also wearing a face mask. Both had been equipped with harnesses to hold a flag that was to extend from their waist upward. The man on the left is grasping the U.S. flag, while the man on the right is holding the BVA flag in his left hand and a white cane in his right hand. In the immediate background are 3 pillars, and in the distant background there is lawn and colorful trees. In a soaking rain on November 11, BVA member Lawrence Harrison, Mid-Atlantic Regional Group, right, and friend Mike Jenkins prepared to march in the parade of colors featuring additional U.S. flags and VSO flags. The third photo again features Wanda Grover dressed in her yellow poncho. She stands at attention with a salute. To her right is a female service member who is also saluting. To her left is a gentleman dressed in a suit, including a VFW service cap. He is saluting as well. The caption describes the photo thus: "Joined by fellow service members and veterans, Wanda Grover observes the playing of the national anthem and taps with a full salute as Vice President Kamala Harris presents a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier on the other side of the amphitheater." The fourth and final photo includes Wanda Grover one more time. In this depiction, she is standing side by side with another lady. Both are smiling broadly. In the very distant background are rows of tiny white headstones. Even further back is a larger structure that functions as a memorial to the RMS Titanic that sank in 1912. The caption says, "Wanda Grover, right, with BVA Director of Member Relations Bridget Jones in Arlington National Cemetery's Memorial Amphitheater." The body of the Veterans Day recap begins as follows. For the first time in 3 years, due to the worldwide pandemic, BVA National President Joe McNeil and Director of District 1, Wanda Grover, represented blinded veterans with the presentation of an organizational wreath at Arlington National Cemetery's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier on Veterans Day. With representatives of approximately 40 other veteran service organizations, VSOs, looking on and eventually laying a similar wreath, the symbolic gesture paying tribute to all veterans capped off a day of memorable activities for BVA in and around a rainy nation's capital. The laying of the BVA wreath followed the traditional dignitary wreath laying precisely at 11:11 a.m., witnessed by President McNeil and performed on this occasion by Vice President Kamala Harris and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. Afterward, the Vice President joined Secretary of Veterans Affairs Dennis McDonough and Vietnam Veterans of America, VVA, National President Jack McManus in addressing veterans and a general public willing to brave intermittent downpours, remnants of Tropical Storm Nicole, in the cemetery's adjacent Memorial Amphitheater. McManus, taking the stand first, described the progress VVA has made during its nearly 45-year history in ensuring that all veterans receive the respect and gratitude that they so rightly deserve. He cited VVA's founding principle that, quote, "Never again will one generation of veterans abandon another," unquote. "We do know the following adage to be true," he said. "The willingness with which our young men and women are likely to serve in any war is directly proportional to how they perceive veterans in the past and today are treated and appreciated by the nation." Secretary McDonough emphasized the service and sacrifices of veterans in not only putting their lives on the line in war to defend the nation's ideals and values, but in what so many do after returning home. As one example, he described the courage, discipline, and determination of Lieutenant Jack Robinson, also known as Jackie Robinson, who broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. Other examples the Secretary gave were Lieutenant Neil Armstrong, the first human to set foot on the moon, Corporal Jan Scruggs, who helped open the nation's hearts to the heroic service of Vietnam veterans by creating the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, World War II veteran Samuel Kirk, who embraced the needs and challenges of disabled American children, and Specialist 4 Kelly Kennedy, who has related human stories of suffering service members, veterans, and families due to the effects of toxic exposure on the battlefield. You see, when the country needs something difficult done, when we need to do the hard thing, the right thing, so often it is veterans who answer the call, he affirmed. Whether defending our nation overseas or strengthening the fabric of our communities here at home, their honorable service, your honorable service in uniform, sets the example for the rest of the country. Vice President Harris also praised the nation's veterans for their dedication to service both before and after taking off their uniforms. You stood as one to protect our democracy and our freedom, but you are now our nurses and firefighters, Little Leagues coaches and small business owners, faith leaders and elected officials, mentors and teachers, she stated. Every day, through your life's work and example, you make America stronger, representing the best of the nation in unwavering courage, unmatched talent, and unshakable devotion. Several hours before the ceremonies, Joe McNeil began his Veterans Day before dawn to attend a breakfast for VSO presidents and commanders at the White House. Following the vice president's wreath-laying, he was seated on the same amphitheater platform as the other dignitaries and introduced as the BVA national president. With his rain poncho in place and the BVA flag firmly in a harness at his waist, Mid-Atlantic Regional Group Vice President and Washington, D.C. resident Lawrence Harrison then marched with the flag in the ceremonial parade of colors. His friend and fellow veteran, Mike Jenkins, carried the United States flag. Vietnam Veterans of America, the host organization for the entire day's events, by virtue of their membership on the Veterans Day National Committee, to which BVA also belongs, hosted a lunch reception at the Military Women's Memorial, also attended by Joe and Wanda. They were accompanied at the reception and throughout much of the day by BVA Director of Member Relations, Bridget Jones, and Director of Public Relations, Stuart Nelson.